Hello, everyone. This is John Maddox with the update. I don't even know why I keep saying an update on an 800-pound deadlift. I mean, I'm almost 60 years old. It is a goal. So I just want to give you an update on the meet that I did last week, um, which was June 12th. And just so you understand, the next day I had to do continuing education since I'm a CPA. And then Monday I also did 8 hours of continuing education. And I've been catching up on work. And so every Saturday I do a podcast. I want to mention to people, communityreviews.org. That is my platform that I've created with my partner, Steve Hughes. If you really want to know what's going on with the world, go there, check out our podcast with Martin Brodell. Um, and we do an independent journalist update every day. We actually put real intel in. We've been doing it since August 12th, directly from a source, and also a military source. Just so you know, the military teamed up with certain independent bloggers worldwide to get the truth out around the fake news. And so, if you want to see what he's put in there, videos for you to watch, some of his write-ups are in there, not every week, but there's a lot of intel in there directly from the military. So, someone who actually works in military operations, 35 military special operation groups around the world working together right now. What you watch on TV is just a movie produced by them. It sounds crazy as can be. But I've been getting the real intel for 3.5 years. That's why I know what's going on. And we're at the point where the major events are going to happen to wake up the public. So when you see crazy things, just understand the military is in control. Um, so at the meet, so one of the things that I'm noticing here, so just so you know, if you watch my stuff on YouTube, I don't do an alternating grip, right, for my deadlift in training. I'm using straps and both my hands are like this, right? And since the meet I did last year in July, I brought down, where I actually pull my deadlifts from because I squat and deadlift on the same day. And so my legs are already dead tired, so I don't go and deadlift directly from the floor since I've already done full squats. Sometimes going up to negatives right now with 640 pounds, and they're really not negatives. I mean, I can take that weight down and it's not heavy. I'm not, don't lose control. I'm almost coming up with them. So I think I figured out what's going on because I stand on these plates and I make mistakes sometimes and I step my foot over the hole in the plate. And then what happens, just that little bit creates instability in the foot, makes you lose your balance. So I figured out how to work around that. So hopefully, I'll get my 640 squat here soon, which would be all my all-time best squat at about an inch plus lower depths. So, and that's what I've been concentrating on since day one is my squat. My deadlift has been secondary. But what I've learned from this meet is when I do the alternating grip instead of this grip, it changes my positioning in the deadlift. And I don't deadlift off the floor at all. So when I walked in this meet, didn't practice a single deadlift off the floor. And I did pull a 600-pound deadlift, which is my opener. I had to take it a second time because what's happening when I do this alternating grip, it's making me twist on the way up and I lose balance when the bar gets around my knee. And this is what happened last year. And I thought, like I said, I mean, pulling my partial deadlifts lower, that means lower on my leg, below mid shin, that maybe that would have made up for that. But it didn't. It's just my body being in a different position, because when you're grabbing like this, it actually, your body is twisted a little bit. And so as soon as I got to my knees, I had the same issue with my opener where I start losing balance. And then what it does is it makes me, dip and then come back up. And you can't do that in a powerlifting meet. The weight has to come all the way up. And so my first lift is called no good, even though I deadlifted my opener of 600. I had to repeat it. And then I brought my legs in a little closer, so it was kind of a modified uh, deadlift, and I got the 600, right? It's like 601, 602, I forget the exact number here. But believe it or not, because I'm competing in the AAPF, which is the drug tested division of the APF, I broke the world record for my age and my weight class by 50 pounds, a little over 50 pounds. So, and the weight class below me, I broke the deadlift I did was higher than that world record also. And so Johnny Maddox has officially a world record in his name, even though I didn't pull a lot of weight, but the alternating grip totally changes the deadlift that I'm practicing in training. Like I said, I had no issues with grip itself because I do a lot of grip stuff. I have a 250-pound gripper and I can do it almost 30 times each hand. So my grip is very strong. It's the alternating grip, the twisting, not practicing that. Everything I'm doing with my hands like this keeps your body nice and balanced. So I think, for me to get to my, which I should be able to do, you understand, I have scoliosis. Right. So that makes my arms look longer than most people, and it usually is an advantage in the deadlift. And so if I'm squatting 640, I should be able to pull 150 pounds more than that. Right. So which should get me right to my goal. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to start working on what's referred to as the hook grip. Right. I've been practicing it. All right. I do it when I do my shrugs. I'll go up to 5 plates, try to hold on to the bar, and then I'll do a hook grip with 5 plates. I've been practicing. I just haven't gone any heavier than 5 plates in a long time. Because at first I was doing it wrong and it was hurting my thumbs. Now since I figured out exactly how to do it, it actually doesn't really hurt your thumbs. And I know I'm very strong with my grip. So I'm going to hit the six when I get my 640 squat goal out of the way. All right, hopefully I won't be getting sick anymore. Like I said, I got sick 3, 4, 5 times here since the beginning of the year. Actually, one time at the end of December, number of times, and even getting ready for this meet, I got sick once, and then I was able to get a couple good workouts in. And so I believe once I move to the hook grip, and then once I hit my squat goal, because I've been putting all my effort into squatting. All right, everyone has heard that all my videos this whole time, all my effort has been on squatting. That's why deadlift's secondary. Technically, I'm on a 14-day week, which means even though I'm doing 2 workouts, right? So what I should be doing is squatting 1 week first, and then the next week I should be deadlifting first, then squatting. And I haven't been doing that. I've been just putting all my effort into my squat. And like I said, my squat form looks good and it's nice. My body's getting used to squatting lower. I like it. Um, I mean, I'm bent rowing. I did a bent row 550, which you guys can see on there. So I'm almost 60 years old and I bent rowed 550. So I obviously, I got a lot of strengths. Right now, I got to get my form down because when you're not lifting at something that you've been practicing, right? It's like you're lifting a farm implement, right? Or a rock, right? And you don't practice lifting rocks. And it makes you go slow. And so I will post my world record deadlift here after I actually post this video. It will be as a short. So, but at least I can say I got a world record in my name. So that's better than a stick in the eye, I guess is the old saying. But I know what I need to do here to fix I just need to go to the hook grip. And then I just got to start practicing off the floor. So then everything is more natural for me. I can make sure I get used to this, getting past my knee without, losing my balance. Because when you lose your balance, you dip. I mean, because you're losing your balance. And so if you notice, you look at a lot of these great deadlifters, they're just pulling it up like it's nothing, right? Because they're practicing that movement and they're not having any issues. I'm having an issue when I do the alternating grip, that when I get to about my knees, the twisting puts me in a totally different position than what I've been doing in training. So it's something we can get back. I mean, like I said, if you look at some recent videos too, I shrugged 800 for a triple. Obviously, my body can handle the weight. I just got to get to the right form. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. Form over function. But anyways, John Maddox just giving the update. So yes, John did compete at the meet. Opener, I dipped it. Even though I deadlifted 600, I had to take it again. And the second time, I got it. It was the world record. And I did try 660. Right, I got it off the ground, but because, like I said, my form is not right, I didn't really put a lot of effort into it. But anyways, that's the recap for John Maddox for the meet that he did last week on June 12th. Everyone, have yourself a great day.